Hi, everybody. Welcome as we get set for a Wednesday night of volleyball. This is the season ender for Coastal Alabama South. There is another match in Region 23 play for Pearl River. And interesting that these two teams began the season battling one another. They will end the regular season facing one another. They played in Mississippi back on the 22nd of August. And here we are near November and playing in Bayman. And the first couple of points belonging to Coastal Alabama South, who, by the way, had a huge win over Bishop State just a few nights back. And boy, you wish that there was another win in the win column in conference play, and then maybe you're playing in Albertville at the end of the week. But instead, they were a game out of getting that trip north to play in the ACCC tournament. 3 in a row scored by Coastal South. Hardigan serving. She's in that starting lineup. Jennifer Shipman, Peyton Hardigan, Haley Binkert, Brianna Sanders, Sarah Ottoman, and Rachel Wilson with a libero, Sophie Sanchez. As Hardigan will serve again in a 4-zip game. Make it 5 in a row for Coastal South. Pearl River's got Maddie King, Anna Laura Williford, Madison Butler, Morgan Mears, Peyton Hoffmeyer, Avery Wheat, and the libero Sophie Warren on the floor. Little two-handed shove over. Hardigan able to get there. Sanchez bumps it over to Shipman. And that will drop on the other side of the net. A 6-0 Coastal Alabama South start. And all behind the serving of Hardigan. Peyton Hardigan on the season, 4 aces as a team, 113. As it is picked up on the opposite side by Wheat. And a block back over by Shipman. Two-handed joust between a Wildcat and a Coyote, and there is the opening Pearl River point of the match. In that meeting played in Mississippi, Pearl River swept it. 27-25, 25-16, 25-13. Alleman lobbing it over that front line, saw it coming. And instead of driving it, lobbed it. It's a 7-1 Coyote lead. And Kinsley Martin will check into the lineup. Prior to the start of the game, sophomores recognized. Martin, one of those sophomores. Hardigan, Wilson, sophomores as well. Well, that ricocheted off of Sophie Warren. Did not get the pass she was hoping for. Kind of hit the shoulder and not the forearms. And another serve from Kinsley Martin. 17 aces this year for Martin. That is tied for second most on the team. Warren there first. Over goes to the right side. Driving it is Wheat. Right back over. While on the floor, Jordan Wilkes able to get a hand of it. Shoved over to Alleman. Alleman. It is blocked by Mears. It'll tip over. Into the net it goes. And apparently a Coyote, though, got into the net as well. And Pearl River will pick up the point. Second one of the match. Turn it into an 8-2 game with 2 serving 8. Pearl River coming in with a 12-23 mark overall. Against the ACCC, 6-16. Sent to the mid part of the floor, driven over by King. And it's an 8-3 game. Again on the serve, Morgan Mears, 20 aces. Check that, 23 aces this year for Mears, 191 as a team. Into the lineup, Binker drives it into the backcourt. Wheat aiming for the corner and goes a little bit long. And the serve back over to the Coyotes, the libero doing the honors. That is Sophie Sanchez. 15 aces this year for Sanchez. It is bumped front line, driven over by King. Setting up Alleman on the left side, goes cross court. Warren able to get there. Back over it goes to Wheat, picked up in the backcourt by Sanchez. Hardigan lobbing it over that front line. Warren able to get to it. Back set for Hoffmeyer. And she will drop it in front of the in line. Well, coming up this weekend, we head to Albertville, Alabama. Last couple of years, Mobile has been the site for the ACCC / whomever. I think in the 1 year it was Region 10, maybe Region 23 last year. Diving try by Hardigan. And Dothan, Alabama product coming up empty. And the serve back over to the other side of the floor. Skylar Rand, freshman with 23 aces, doing the serving. Sullivan drives it, picked up by Rand. Bumped over to Wheat, sends it across. Martin is there. Over to Alleman. And she will squeeze it through the Richardson block. It'll tip over by Wheat, tip back by Wilson. Over to Wheat again. And that will go long. All Coyotes ducking to get out of the way. It goes long. And Alleman will serve. Alleman, another one of those sophomores recognized in the pregame. Hardigan, Sanders, Alleman, Martin, and Wilson. All leaving Coastal South at the end of the year. Driven over by Alleman. Slap back over to King, and King sends it into the net. And the Coyotes back out in front by 6. Again, Alleman on the serve. Here at home, Coastal South 4-7 on the year. And haven't won a Wednesday match yet. They would love to make this the first. And against teams out of Mississippi, the Coyotes are 3-3. Picked up by Martin, setting up Wilson. And that is blocked but out of bounds by King. And again, the lead will go to 6. Bankert serving. Haley Bankert, 19 aces this year. For the 055 hitter is a team hitting 097, which is 12th in the ACCC. Over goes to Richardson. And trying to pull it off the net. Richardson cannot. Lead 7. Largest has been 8 for the Coyotes. And Pearl River yet to take a lead. Coyotes jumped out to that early 6-0 advantage. Bankert driving it over. Wheat a little too strong with the opening pass. Rand can't send it over. And the lead will go back to 8 for Coastal South. But yeah, that win over Bishop State, that's big. If they had beaten the LBW and then Bishop State, might have been right back into the thick of things. In one of the 4 teams from the South headed north. But instead, the South reps are LBW Enterprise State, Coastal Alabama North, and Bishop State. Serving is Warren. Libero to libero. Sanchez Wilson drives it. First touch Mears. Little joust on the net between Cameron Brown, who has checked into the ball game, and Ollie Richardson. And that little joust is won by Coastal South, and specifically Brown. Against an Alabama product serving, that is Rachel Wilson. Warren digs it out. Saved by Rand. Able to get it inside the antenna was Mears. Little shipman shove over. Bankert able to get to it in the backcourt. Over it goes to Brown. It will ricochet off of Richardson. And it turns into a 9-point advantage. The Coyotes' biggest. In 3-set matches, Coyotes 4-10. 3-set matches, Pearl River 6-15. Into the game and in with a kill is Williford. Wilson off the floor. The libero Sanchez back in. Final game of the year for the Coyotes. As I mentioned, Pearl River's got a bout up in Senatobia, Mississippi against Northeast Mississippi on the 1st of November. And that will drop in front of the inline. Coyotes thinking it was going to go long, and it drops right where it needs to for the Pearl River point. The last time these two teams met, Thompson kills for the Coyotes. Alleman with 6. For Pearl River, best was Mears with 8. Wedged over by Sanders. A little tip inside the antenna by Williford. And there's Williford trying to get it over the net and drops just short of the net. And the Coyotes by 8. The service rotation back to the lady who is behind the service line for that 6-0 start. Peyton Hardigan. Warren first touch, setting up the mid part of the floor. And that will go out. Mears with it. But apparently got fingertips on the way out. And it will turn into a Pearl River point. Floated over by Wilkes. 10 aces on the year for Wilkes. Well, that was just trying to say face, literally. Butler got the hands up, but couldn't get the pass off. And Martin checking back into the game to serve. Out of the contest goes Sanders. Kinsley Martin has played in every set except one this year. That'll head into the stands off Sanchez. And the serve back over to the other side of the floor. This weekend we head up to Albertville for the ACCC tournament. I mentioned the 4 that are in for the South and the North. You've got Wallace Hansfeld, Calhoun, Snead State, and Southern Union. Hardigan with a bump and is sent over by Shipman, and she goes a little bit long. Wildcats draw to within 6. Pearl River there in Poplarville, Mississippi. Had a pretty famous alumni. Well, I don't know if he graduated from there, but he went to school there for a bit. The late Jimmy Buffett. Yes, spent a little time on the Pearl River campus. Got a back set for Hoffmeyer. Hardigan pumping it back to Binkert. It is blocked. Wheat able to get there. Also in on the block is King. (19-13) serve back over to Pearl River. Left-hander serving, that is Rand. Over to Wilson, left side, aiming for the opposite corner and goes long. Wait a minute, one official said, yeah, it went long, but it touched fingertips on the way out. So scratch the 14th point for Pearl River and add it to the Coastal South total. And a 7-point lead. With Alleman again serving. Picked up in the backcourt by Wilkes. Over to Wheat. And that is off Wilson and out of bounds. Six-point ball game. Martin first touch. Sanchez to Wilson. Aiming for the corner and got the judge trying to duck out of the way. And you got a timeout on the floor. Our first timeout on this one. We'll take the break. Come right back.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something. A community that wants you to succeed. Thrive. Here, you'll discover found family. Fellow travelers. Coyotes. That's the Pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Got a 5-point ball game. Coyotes needing 5 to wrap it up. Pearl River needing 10. Nice save by Sanchez to the opposite libero, Warren. Banger with a block of the Williford shot, picked up in the backcourt by Martin, and Martin. Pass intended for Alleman. And Alleman was to set for Brown, but couldn't get there, and a 4-point game is as close as we have been since that 6-0 start. Just clearing the net, Brown able to get there. The Wheat serve. Jammed over by Bankert. That will go off of Skylar Rand. Coyotes closer to an opening set win. Bankert with a serve. Dug out by Wheat. Back set. Bailey sending it over. Setting up the mid part of the floor. Wilson jams it into the backcourt. Wheat. Sanchez setting up Brown. Able to get a piece of it. King. Back over it goes to Wheat. Drives it. Picked up by Alleman. Bankert over to Brown. Drops it in front of Warren. Trying to get the pancake. Could not. Coyotes 3 away from an opening set win. Bankert again on the serve. Aiming for the opposite corner and goes long. Sophie Warren serving. 38 aces this year for Warren. That is most of the Pearl River squad. Warren setting up Williford. And that will go off Wilson and out of bounds. And turns it into a 22-18 game. Pearl River back to within 4. And again, the serve of Sophie Warren. Has 38 of the 191 Pearl River aces. Bankert with a nice save. Wilson driving and blocked by Williford. Back set to Bailey. Drives it across. Bankert there. Over to Brown. Brown dropping it in front of the end line. Coyotes closer. Rachel Wilson serving. 2 away from a set 1 win. Wilson. Wheat first touch. Warren. Bumping it over to Bailey. Got the back set for Shipman, and Shipman will drive it down the line. Coyotes 1 away from taking the opening set. Lost 3 in a row in Mississippi, but trying to open it up with a victory here. Needing 1. Wildcats need 7. Wheat first touch. Shoved over to Williford. It is blocked right back. Coyotes with an impressive opening set victory. 20, make that 25-18. So the Coyotes, 1 of 3, or well, heck, it could be 1 of 5, but they got the first one, 25-18.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
In the opening set, when these two teams met on the 22nd of August in Mississippi, Coastal Alabama scored 25. Problem was Pearl River scored 27 and won that opening set. Pearl River went on to win sets 2 and 3, swept it. But in the opening set here, Coyotes scored 25, holding Pearl River to 18. So the opening set is a Coastal South win. As we get ready for set number 2. Coyotes trying to wrap up the year with a victory. Pearl River would like to wrap up things with a win going into the region tournament. But for Coastal South and the Coyotes, this is kind of their region tournament. Finding themselves at the end of the year a game out of the top 4. So trying to wrap it up with a win and go 9-13 overall. That was their 31st set win of the year. And of course the Coyotes are hoping that we play only 3 sets today. And the Coyotes 4-10 in 3-set matches. Madison Butler serving for the Coyotes. I make that for the Wildcats. Saved by Martin and sent back over by Hardigan. A two-handed toss to Mears. Mears kind of dinked it over into the backcourt from Alleman. Over goes to Williford, and what a nice pickup by Sanchez. Alleman able to send it back over. Hardigan setting up the mid part of the floor, and Martin will pick up the kill. 5 kills on the year, but there is kill number 6. And the serve will go to the other side of the floor, and we see Martin in some unfamiliar territory. Not necessarily for Martin. I kind of feel she's used to this spot on the floor, but has been playing in the mid and backcourt. It's a little long with the Sanders serve. And so good to again talk with Kinsley Martin's grandmother. Here down from the northern part of Alabama, watching her granddaughter play. Jordan Wilkins serving for the Wildcats. Baker digs it out, little tip over by Hardigan. Wheat first touch, back set to Hoffmeyer. Sanchez there. Over to the right side, Alleman shot. It is blocked. And that is Mears with a block. And Pearl River will take their first lead of today. Jordan Wilkes serving. 10 aces on the year for Wilkes. And I'm looking at the numbers from the season opener. Wilkes' name not on there. Did not play in that opening set. Wheat with a bump over. That is Alex Rutledge, who has checked into the game for the Coyotes. (3-1) Pearl River lead. And Jordan Wilkes serving again. She has played in 61 sets this year, but as I mentioned, she didn't play in a single set when they met on the 22nd of August. Got the back set to Hoffmeyer. Picked up by Rutledge. Setting up Binkert, drives it. Able to get there, Butler. Over to Wheat, goes to the opposite corner. Alleman able to get a piece of it. Sanchez with a bump to Binkert. And Butler was going, wait a minute, that wasn't mine to pass, but she tried to. And could not get the pass to the front line. And Kinsley Martin will serve. There has been two total Coyotes playing every set. 76 total. Hoffmeyer driving it down the line. And those two, Cameron Brown and Sophie Sanchez. A couple of freshmen are the only, as that will kiss the lip of the net, drop over. Martin diving, trying to get the pancake and couldn't. So an impressive field of Coyotes coming back. And two of them playing in every set. Allie Richardson with the kill. And a 4-point Pearl River lead. Morgan Mears again with the serve. Floats it over to Martin. Shoved over to Wilson, fists it over. Bumped over to Wheat, drives it. Martin able to get to it in the backcourt. Hardigan to the front line. And driven over by Alleman. Over to Hoffmeyer. Wilson says, take that. Jams it right back. And the Coyotes cut it to a 3-point game. Alleman will serve. 17 aces on the year. I mentioned that Martin was tied with others at 17. There are three with 17 aces. Alleman, Martin, and Wilson. Wheat with the kill. Four-point Pearl River lead. A busy week of sports here on JockJive. Here tonight, Friday, all kinds of stuff. Wilson driving it off Rand. And volleyball starting at noon. A couple of volleyball matches at noon, 2, 4, and 6. As well as Bayside Academy football. Saturday and Sunday. That's a little wide from Binkert. Baseball. ABC Fall League. Showcase Series. More volleyball from up in Albertville, Alabama. How about some football? Junior college. Second-ranked GMC. Taking on Clayton State. Williford able to drop the Rachel Wilson block attempt back over. Seems like there's something else on Saturday. Got a ton of stuff. More volleyball, more baseball on Sunday. Over to Brown, got it inside the antenna and drops it beside Richardson. Wilson serving 5, serving 9. And don't forget to, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. We will never have enough. If we have 1 million, we will want 1,000,001. We're just never happy. But you sure can help us grow those numbers. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Should be a subscribe button somewhere nearby. 3-point game, Wilson serving. Wheat first touch. Bounced over to Bailey, and it's blocked right back over. Two-point game with Wilson to serve again. Plus, when you subscribe, you get access to stuff like the JUCO Rush, a JUCO football sports talk show. Over goes to Brown. Brown trying to tip it over with the opposite hand. And the serve back over to Pearl River. Sophie Warren doing the honors. Thompson aces, as I mentioned. 38 total. Had 2 the last time they played one another. Over to Martin. And Martin will deliver. Cameron Brown serving, 16 aces for the 132 hitting Brown. She is the 3rd best hitter on the team. As that will go long from Mears. And the Coyotes get to within 1. And Brown serving again. As a team hitting .097, so Brown hitting north of the team average. Serves that one into the net. Brown had 1 service error the last time these teams met in August. Served up by Butler. Back set, driven across by Sanders. Over goes to Williford, and that will sneak through the Martin block. Wildcats serving again. Off Alleman, goes the wrong way, but Sanders able to track it down. Free ball sent over by Sanchez. Back set. Hoffmeyer shot blocked by Alleman. Williford tipping it over. Back over and goes to Alleman. Little joust on the net between she and Hoffmeyer. And then that will go off fingertips and out of bounds. And the Wildcats by 4. Trying to even the series at 1. Coyotes trying to take a 2-0 lead. Alleman drives it. That will go off Butler and to the wall. By the way, we are right back in this gymnasium on Monday. Not for volleyball anymore. Basketball. Can you believe it? Can you believe November is here? I mean, am I wrong? Weren't we celebrating Christmas about 6 or 7 weeks ago? Wow, that's been almost a year now. Picked up by Butler. Back set to Williford. Dug out by Sanchez. Dug out by Brown. Back set to Hoffmeyer. It's blocked. Coyotes within 2. But basketball coming up on Monday. Start of the season, University of Mobile JV taking on Coastal South in men's basketball. We'll have it for you. Binkert there. Wilson make that Martin there too for the block. Served up by Sanders. First touch Wheat. Setting up the mid part of the floor. Mears will drive. Alleman able to kind of bump it over. Williford aiming for the inline. Sanchez at the last minute backs away. And the Coyotes have knotted it up at 13. Brianna Sanders serving again, a 101 hitter. Has a single ace this year. Gets ready to serve. Into the backcourt to Wheat. Setting up Williford, drives it, drops it in front of Sanders. And Pearl River breaking the 13-all tie, handing the serve over to Jordan Wilkes. Floated over by Wilkes. Binkert there first. Brown with the back set to Martin. And Martin will drive it into the Mears block that drops on the other side of the net and knocks the game up at 14. Sanchez serving. Wilkes touches first. Wheat drives. Rutledge able to get there. Wow, what a job by Rutledge to get it back over the net. Shoved over by Alleman. It will go off of Mears. Mears with a little tip over, and that will drop it again. The tie game broken by Pearl River. And it's a 15-14 game with 15 serving 14. Mears with a serve. First touch, Alleman. And that'll bump the antenna from Wilson. Morgan Mears, a 173 hitter on a 104 hitting Wildcat team with the serve. Alleman pushes it over to Wilson. Into the backcourt to Mears. Bumped into the corner to Rutledge. Setting up the mid part of the floor. Wilson will tip it over. Back over it goes to Wheat. And that's off Wilson. Alleman trying to get the save. Pearl River building a 3-point lead. And there is a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break too here on JockJive.
The University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Pearl River 8 away from knotting it up at 1. Coyotes are 11 away from taking a commanding 2-0 lead. Served by Mears. Over to Wilson. Mears will get it in the backcourt. Bumped over to Wheat. Wheat drops it over. Sanchez there. Running to retrieve is Brown. Down the line, Alleman, and that will drop off of Butler. And the Coyotes pull to within 2. Last volleyball of the year for Coastal Alabama South. He's got a back set. And that's driven by Hoffmeyer. And our pleasure to be able to bring you coverage. Thank you so much to Daniel Hebb, the AD, Dr. Richie Delaney, head coach at Coastal Alabama South. All the folks that make it possible that I sit here in the corner and watch some great volleyball here in the Jack Robertson Arena on the campus of Coastal Alabama South. Skylar Rand on the serve. Wilson dropping it down the line. Picked up by Wilkes in the backcourt over to Wheat. Bops it over. Rutledge there. Wilson aiming for the corner and goes long. And of course, most important, thank you for watching. If you weren't, well, what's the point? You are, and we appreciate it. Rutledge over to Alleman. Back set to Binker. And I heard a whistle. What happened? Well, you got an illegal formation apparently on the part of Pearl River. Coyotes pick up the point. Pinkard serving. Sophie Warren first touch. Wheat drives it over. Alleman there. Sanchez over to Brown. Bumps it across. Setting up Olivia Shirley, who is checked into the game. Little one-handed touch by Rand, then backs off. And Shirley will go wide. Shirley, who has just checked into the game, has been, though, in 88 sets this year. Total of 28 matches, so she's not a newcomer to these Wildcats. Over it goes to Shirley. And Sanders will block it back off Shirley and out of bounds. And Pinkard trying to serve up a tie in a one-point game. Over to Wilkes, it will ricochet and turn into an ace. Coyotes have not led since it was 1-0. They have knotted it up at 19.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, Coyotes. That's the Pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Tied up at 19 each. Haley Pinkard serving. Coyotes trying to take their first lead in the set since it was 1-0, and Pinkard goes long. Pinkard had one service ace the last time these two teams faced one another. Wheat serving for the Wildcats in a one-point game. Alleman setting up Brown. Brown shot blocked by Richardson. Wheat serving again, 2-point game. Into the backcourt to Sanchez. Alleman with a strong back set to Wilson. Drives it over. That'll go into the stands off Wheat. And the serve back over to the Coyotes. Rachel Wilson serving. "17 aces for Wilson, who had 3 kills the last time these two teams met. Bumped over to Shirley. Wilson to Alleman. Setting up Sanders, and Sanders will go long. Mears back into the game. Off the floor will go Richardson. And Sophie Warren will serve from Pearl River. Brown first touch. Alleman back over to Brown. Little two-handed shove, great vision of the floor. Knew it was open toward the sidelines and just hurriedly pushed it to that open spot. Brown serving. First touch Warren. Little tip over by Mears. Over to Alleman, and Alleman driving it off Shirley. Tied at 22. Brown with the serve. Then as Williford back into the game, goes cross court, Alleman there. Sanders cross court and ricochets, heads towards the Pearl River bench. And the Coyotes have got their first lead since it was 1-0. (23-22) and the timeout on the floor. Just about all white. Jones County diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Coyotes trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead, 2 away from wrapping up set number 2 and doing just that. Brown with the serve, trying to retrieve. The Wheat pass was ran. And the Coyotes at set point. Cameron Brown with the serve. That will go long. 24-23, still at set point. Pressure on Pearl River. Butler serving. She'll get the ace. We're tied at 24. So your new spot for a victory is 26. Coyotes ask for time. We'll take the break as well. Well, that break didn't take long at all. Just an opportunity for both teams to go, okay, let's go out there and win this thing. You can't discuss a lot of strategy in 10 seconds. Martin driving it over. Nice save by Butler. Who's going to get the advantage in a 24-all contest? Binkert can't get the play off of the goal, and it's a 25-24 Pearl River lead. Set point Wildcats. Served up by Butler. Martin there first. Brown with a set. Way inside the antenna, able to do it, Alleman. Back set to Hoffmeyer. Brown pumping into the front line. Alleman in his block. Right back over by Mears. And Pearl River will tie this one up at 1, which means we are going at least 4 tonight. Ladies swap sides of the floor, and set 3 is coming up.
There once was a young coyote You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Well, a reminder that we are headed to Sand Mountain Park, Albertville, Alabama, this weekend for the ACCC tournament. Wallace hands full, Calhoun, Sneed State, Southern Union in the north. In the south, LBW, Enterprise State, Coastal North, and Bishop State, all battling for the championship, and we will have it right here. A couple of sets in, and we are knotted up at 1. Coyotes taking the opening set 25-18. Wildcats set number 2, 26-24. So that means we are at least doing 4 sets tonight. And in 4-set matches, Coyotes are 3-3. And 4-set matches, I make that 3-3 as Pearl River in 4-set matches. Coyotes are 1-2 in those 4-set matches. Well, we're going to get our money's worth. Now we're going to get all our money's worth and go 5, or almost all of our money's worth and go 4. Interesting, the Coyotes have already scored 54 points in 2 sets. In 3 sets, I checked that, they've scored 49. In 3 sets the last time they played, they scored 54. Blocked over by Alleman, shoved over by Mears, and Binkert tries to retrieve it in front of the scorer's table and can't. So there's been much more offense tonight on what, the 30th day of October? Is that right? Tomorrow, Halloween, as compared to the 22nd of August. Sent over by Sanders, Mears, and Sanchez tries to return and can't. Two-zip Wildcat early lead. Served up by Wilkes. First touch, Alleman. Over it goes to Shipman. Shoving into Wheat, drives it over. First touch, Shipman, bumped over by Alleman. Back set, Binkert. And that'll be dropped over by Sanders. Martin checking into the game to serve. Out of the contest comes Sanders. Had to wait and see because there's 2 with long ponytails. One wearing a 4, the other a 1 and a 4. So it is Sanders that comes out and Shipman stays in. Sanchez saves it. rattled around the rafters, but Hardigan able to send it back. Over it goes to Wheat, bangs it across. Sanchez setting up Alleman. She'll aim for the corner and go a little bit long. And the Wildcats with a 3-1 lead. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch all kinds of sports. A little strong with a bump, and Hardigan can't pull it off the net. And that, by the way, is year-round. It's a sports alternative. You know, when you flip on the tube, you watch ESPN 1, 2, 3, 4. How many ever ESPNs there are? Or Fox Sports, or, you know, maybe you're looking for something new. Well, I guarantee you one thing. What you find here, you won't find there. And a lot of it, junior college athletics, which is maybe after 50-plus years on the rise. I never understood why it wasn't on the rise earlier. But I think with this portal and now money involved at the NCAA level, kind of a more organic athletics with JUCO sports. So the interest growing. Rand serving it up. Over to Wilson. Tips it across. Wilkes is there. Back set to Shirley. Martin able to get a hand on it. Wilson sending it over. Setting up Wheat. Drives it. Blocked by Binkert. Back over to Martin. Drops it over. Warren able to get to it. Back set to Shirley. Drives it. Martin picks it up. Shoves it to the mid part of the floor. Hardigan aiming for the end line. Over to Wheat. Wilson the touch. Alleman and Wilson tips it over. Hardigan and Wilson were going after the pass. But it was Wilson, the taller of the two, that got it and sent it over. And Alleman will serve. Brown coming into the game. Hardigan will go out. Hardigan, a Dothan, Alabama product. Alleman serving. Drives it over to Wilkes. A two-handed shove over. Sanchez knew what was coming. Wilson aiming for the inline and goes long. Avery Wheat serving. And she'll serve into the net. Did not have an error the last time these two teams met, but does in this one. And makes it a 2-point game with Haley Binkert serving. Binkert 19 aces on the year, better than any other Coyote. Drives it over to Wheat. Shoved over to Williford. Binkert in the backcourt. The Lalaman shove. Warren setting up Shirley. Drives it off the net, and Binkert didn't know how to play it. How it was going to come down off the net. Warren will serve again. Pearl River, 10 kills a set. Almost 10 assists, 2 blocks, about 2 aces, and 17 digs every set. Coyotes a little better than 8 kills a set. Right at 8 assists. Just over a block. An ace and a half and nearly 15 digs per set. Binkert passed and then tried to get out of the way, and Alleman couldn't get to it. And Warren will serve again. As Pearl River takes a 5-point lead in set number 3. Floated over, Binkert there first. Alleman able to get to it. Popped over by Sanders. Over to Williford. Alleman with a hand on him. Binkert trying to do the same, but Pearl River's lead goes to 6. Another Warren serve. 38 aces this year. Wilson first touch. Back over to Wilson. She'll go long. Sophie Warren, the freshman, will serve again. Warren definitely tops on the team in digs, 379 this year. Warren again serving. Tops and digs, a libero feature, driven down the line by Brown. Snapping that lengthy point run by Pearl River. But the libero for Coastal South, Sanchez with 309. Wilson serving, Wheat first touch. Warren bumps it over to Shirley, who sends the free ball over. Back set. And there is the kill. Shipman with it. Coyotes cut into a 6-point game. And Wilson again serving. More attacks from Wilson than nearly any other Coyote. There's one exception, Sarah Ottoman. Most attacks for the Coyotes with 600. And Wilson, number 2, with 420. Madison Butler serving. Coyotes trying to get their first Wednesday night win, 0-3 on Wednesdays. Then on the top of the net for Butler, able to pull it off the net. The Coyotes, Warren shoved into the corner. Binkert able to get there. Ottoman with the back set. And that is Sanders who drives it over. Williford into the backcourt. Binkert got a piece of it. Over to Brown. Drives it off of Warren. And the Coyotes pull to within 6. Into the backcourt from Brown. And that will go long for Hoffmeyer. And Cameron Brown serving again. Cameron Brown, 16 aces this year. She'll serve up an error. And one error the last time. And the last time being the first game of the year, August 22nd. They're in Poplarville, Mississippi. A little bit out of Wiggins. If you're going, well, where's Wiggins? Well, that's a little bit out of, I think it's kind of Hattiesburg. A little south of Hattiesburg, about 30 miles. Shoved over to Weed, and Weed will drive it. 7-point Wildcat lead. Poplarville has a Loves there now. I know everything about Loves. Not Love, Loves, you know, the truck stop. Mid part of the floor, shoved over by Shipman. Inside the antenna by Wheat. And then dropped over here in the corner as it becomes a 16-8 contest. Giving the Loves truck stop a free plug right there on, what interstate is that comes out of Hattiesburg? I can't recall. 55 maybe? No, that's not it. Off Sanchez, saved by Binkert. Wow, what a jump by Alleman to get it back over. Alleman blocked right back by Hoffmeyer. Wheat will drive it and go long. Okay, my last Love's Truck Stop plug. I don't get anything for these plugs. I should. Well, they don't know I'm giving them. You get, the Love's Truck Stop app, and you get a dime off the regular cost per gallon. That's why I'm a Love's fan. Over to Binkert. Nice dig out by Wilkes, setting up Hoffmeyer. But Hoffmeyer got into the net. A net violation. The Coyotes cut the lead to 6. With Kinsley Martin again serving. Into the backcourt to Wheat. Back over to Wheat. And she'll drop it in front of the end line. Wildcats take a 7-point lead here in set number 3. Trying to get into a 4th set. Nobody can win it in 3. Somebody can win it in 4 if they take this one. Coyotes 1 and 2 in 4-set matches. Wildcats at 500. Shipman with a block. Shipman out of the game. Wilson in. Sanchez serving. Coastal South under the direction of Dr. Richie Delaney for Pearl River. Their head coach in her 6th year, Haley Chatham. Into the backcourt. Wilson driving it over. Coyotes within 5. The Pearl River coach was an assistant at Van Cleve and then became the head coach at Van Cleve before taking a job at Pearl River 6 years ago. Blocked by Alleman. Able to block that Hoffmeyer shot. And there's a timeout on the floor. With the break, we pause too.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something. A community that wants you to succeed. Thrive. Here, you'll discover found family. Fellow travelers. Coyotes. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Four-point ball game. Coyotes trimming it to a 17-13 contest. Sanchez with the serve. We shot blocked by Wilson. Over goes to Wheat, able to get over Binkert. Back set bump to Alleman. Drops it right in front of Wilkes. And the Coyotes cut it to a 3-point game. Sanchez again on the serve. Over to Wilkes. Shoving it to King. Drives it over. Alleman trying to pull it off the net and couldn't. Well, I guess I could pull out the old Google Calendar and tell you all the basketball that we've got for next week here on JockJive. My brain has not gotten past volleyball, baseball, and football we've got this week. Wilson, and is put right back by King. Let's see basketball Monday. Mobile JV and Coastal South. Tuesday, Coastal North women against Pensacola Christian. The men against Southern Union. Thursday, Coastal North women against Southwest Mississippi. And South and North's men. And then on Saturday, Coastal South and North women. So a ton of basketball to begin the first week of play next week. There is an ace delivered by Alleman. And the Coyotes are back to within 3. Alleman again on the serve. Drives it over to Wilkes. Ran with a bump. Wheat shot blocked. Trying to get back underneath it. Couldn't. It's a 2-point game. Alleman again on the serve. Shirley, first touch. Put over by King, bumped over to Brown. Into the backcourt, Warren tracking down the Rand pass. Setting up Wilson, little tip over, nice dig by Warren. Brown able to get there, shoved into the corner. Rand got there, but Wilkes can't pass. And it's a 1-point game. (19-18). With again Alleman serving. Sends it over to Wilkes. Back set to Wheat. Storms forward. Wilson got a piece of it. Alleman to Wilson. Drives it over. Shirley the first touch. Back over from King. That is Bingert with a drive. Warren can't save it. Coyotes have knotted it at 19. Alleman again with a serve and a 19-apiece game. Back over it goes to King. Drives it. And that will go off Alleman and out of bounds. Serve back over to the other side of the floor. Pearl River trying to win back-to-back sets. Coyotes trying to take 3 after winning 1. And the Wildcats by 2. Timeout on the floor. Coyotes ask for it. 21-19. Wildcats in set number 3. Here's the 7 guy. Right up the middle, base hit, back-to-back base hit. Starter with a double, the single from Cumbie coming to the plate and tagged down at home. Wildcats taking a 2-point lead in set number 3. Bumped over to Brown. Brown got the antenna, trying to drive it down the line. And the Wildcats 22-19 score. And I think they did not see the strike of the antenna on this side. I actually saw it too. Got to agree with the line judge on this one. It did get the antenna. Would love to have the point for the Coyotes, but it definitely nibbled that antenna going down the line. Bumped over to Brown. Brown drives it across, and then it's blocked right back by King. Wheat serving. Wildcats needing 2 to take a 2-1 lead. Binkert off Williford and out of bounds. And Haley Binkert will serve. Coyotes have really played some nice volleyball at the end of the year. Knocking off Bishop State. Played LBW a lot tougher than the Saints anticipated. That'll go into the net off Brown. And as I mentioned, last time these two teams played in 3 sets, the Coyotes scored 54. They've already scored 69 in 3 sets here. 15 better than they did in 3 sets in Mississippi. Got the back set to Sanders, and that will ricochet off Warren. Coyotes still in it. With Wilson serving. Bumped by Wheat. Williford will send it over. Brown is there. Got the back set to Sanders. Drives it off Warren. Shirley retrieves. Williford right back over by Shipman. Then tipped out of bounds by Mears. Coyotes draw to within 2. Wilson driving it over. Wheat there first. And that'll go into the net off Shirley. Coyotes making a 1-point game. And Pearl River asking for a break.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something. A community that wants you to succeed. Thrive. Here, you'll discover found family. Fellow travelers. Coyotes. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Pearl River calling a timeout to discuss strategy, but also to try to ice the server. And Wilson will come out of the game. She was serving. Alec Rutledge will step in. Rutledge with 1 ace this year. Well, you put her into the game in a hot spot, but she obviously a consistent server. And that will be sent right back by Mears and company off Sanders. And the Wildcats have won set number 3. They take a 2-1 lead as we get ready for a 4th set here at Jack Robertson Arena on the campus of Coastal Alabama South.
We are the pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
We head into a fourth set. Coyotes hoping it's not the last set. Wildcats do. They lead it 2-1 here on JockJive. Hey, don't forget, coming up this weekend, it's the ACCC Volleyball Championships. Sand Mountain Park, Albertville, Alabama will be there for every kill, serve, dig. You name it, we'll have it right here on JockJive. That's not all this weekend. A lot of stuff, including baseball. ABC Fall League Baseball this Saturday and Sunday coming to you from Handlin, Alabama. Showcase Series Fall Baseball will be played on the campus of Central Alabama this weekend, and we'll have that one for you too. Got Georgia Military College football. You got, let's see what else, Bayside Academy football, all coming up this weekend. And a reminder, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Man, we have been so busy, I've kind of admittedly neglected the social media sites. I'll get back to it. We'll get scores posted and more. And don't forget as well, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want more subscribers. And too, if you want to watch this later, you can. Just subscribe to our premium channel. All right, there. All the commercials out of the way as we get ready for set number 4. Coyotes trying to tie it up at 2. Again, in 4-set matches, Pearl River is 3-3. Coyotes won a 5-set match. And in 5-set matches, they have fared very well. 3-1. Have won 3 out of 4. 75% of their 5-set matches. So the Coyotes like it when they get there, so they're hoping this one gets there. 1 hour and 24 minutes old. Shipman, it is blocked by Mears. Opening point belonging to Pearl River. Madison Butler serving. Setting up Alleman. Sends it over. Williford drives it over. Sanchez got to it. Brown dives to try to retrieve. And it will turn into the second Pearl River point. Madison Butler again serving. 25 aces this year for Butler. 191 as a team. Flicked over by Mears. Alleman tracking it down. Sanchez sending it into the backcourt. There is Butler. Over to Williford. Drives it. And it is blocked by Sanders. Coyotes getting their first serve in set 4. But yes, substantially more offense from the Coyotes in this one. As I mentioned, in 3 sets in Mississippi scored 54. In 3 sets here, they score 72. Wilkes will serve in a 3-1 game. Floated over, Martin able to get a P7. Brown pumps it, tipped over by Ottoman. Wheat first touch, back set. And driven over by Hoffmeyer. Pearl River taking a 3-point lead here in the 4th set. A must-win set for the Coyotes. Martin first touch. And just struggled a little bit with that first pass, which meant it was difficult for Brown to get a second pass. Wilkes will serve again. Nice job of doing a knee first slide by Shipman and get the ball over. Warren able to dig it out. And Wheat fists it over, but got into the net in the meantime. Serve back over to the Coyotes. Sanchez to do the honors. 309 digs. 3 kills, 37 assists this year for Sanchez. As a team, Coastal Alabama, 654 kills. Floated over by Sanchez, bumped over to Wheat, blocked by Binkert. Little two-handed Butler shove over to the mid part of the floor. Wilson will tip it over. Diving in is Butler. That is fisted over by Wheat. Over to Alleman, sent back over by Hoffmeyer. Binkert drives it, blocked by Mears. Returned by the Coyotes. Over to Wheat, trying to drive it down the line and went wide. It's a 1-point game. And the libero, Sophie Sanchez, one of just 2 Coyotes who have played in every single set this year, serving. She gets the ace off Warren. It is 5 apiece. Sanchez again on the serve. And she knocks it into the net. The Coyotes, when these 2 teams met in Mississippi, 6 service errors. First touch, Sanchez. Over it goes to Wilson. She'll drive it off Butler. Six each with Alleman serving. Drives it over to Wilkes. Back set to Hoffmeyer. Alleman got there but couldn't get a pass there. And Pearl River reclaiming a 1-point lead. Checking into the game is Campbell Bailey. Also onto the floor, Skylar Rand. And it is Rand who will serve. Martin to Alleman. Long back set. Binkert able to get it over. Richardson driving it. Alleman picks it up. Martin tracks it down. Free ball from Sanchez. Setting up King, and she'll drive it over. Served up by Rand. Bump back over to Brown, drives it over, able to track it down Wilkes. Free ball from Rand. Allows the Coyotes to go on the attack. Wilson, saved by Rand, back over to Binkert. Wilson drives it again. And again, responding is Rand. Back over to Wilson, this time goes wide. Boy, you talk about taking a barrage of Wilson attacks, and responding each time was Rand. Rand serves to Martin. Able to track down the pass was Brown. It is shoved over and dropped in by King. Skylar Rand to serve again. Shoved over to Wilson. Wilson's shot blocked. That is Richardson who blocked it. Norman goes to Wheat, drives it over. Warren, make that Sanchez able to get to it. Brown, what a shot down the line. Ricochets off the goalpost, and Wilkes played it off the goalpost, but Warren couldn't return it. And it is Binkert who will serve. 7 serving 10. Set number 4. A little too strong with a bump and able to send it right back, but wide was Brown. And Wheat will come in to serve. Avery Wheat, 18 aces on the year. 0.99 hitter. Bumped over to Wilson. Wilson drives it and drives it through the hands of Warren. Wilson again with the serve. She will get the ace. 17 coming in and another there. Rachel Wilson, 131 kills, 133 hitter, 17 aces, 22 digs on the year. Averaging a little better than 2 per set as far as points go. Nice Wilson dig there, but it is put right back by King. Serve back over to Pearl River and Sophie Warren. Warren, an 0.71 hitter. Brown first touch. Alleman shoves it over. Coyotes within 2. Cameron Brown serving, 92 kills on the year. A 132 hitter with 16 aces, 139 digs. That is tipped over by Richardson. Setting up the mid part of the floor, going a little bit long, Shipman. Madison Butler in to serve. Twelve serving 9, 3-point Pearl River lead. First touch, Alleman. Two-handed shove over, but a little long from Brown. Again, Madison Butler, the 141 hitter, with 25 aces, will serve again. Launches it to Pinker. Alleman drives it. Wheat able to pick it up. Into the backcourt from Butler. And is driven over by Shipman. Kinsley Martin serving. Martin 5 kills. 17 aces, 171 digs on the year. Got the back set to Keene. Sanchez back set Alleman. Drops it over. Williford there. Bopped over by Mears. Over to Alleman. Mears got a touch, but it will drop in front of Warren. And the Coyotes cut it to 2. Lindsey Hall checking into the game for Pearl River. She's been in 16 matches, 27 sets this year. Martin again on the serve. Over to the mid part of the floor. Mears with a drive. Put back over by Shipman. Setting up Williford. Caught the top of the net. Ottoman's got it. Back set to Binkert. Retrieved by Wheat. Bumped over to Hoffmeyer. And she'll drop it in front of a diving Brown. Jordan Wilkes checking in. And Wilkes will serve 10 aces this year. For Jordan Wilkes. Floats it to Martin. Got the back set and the drive across by Shipman. Butler able to get there. Wheat with a bump and is sent over by Hall. Driven over by, I think that was Shipman, it was. Sanchez serving. 3 kills. That's not her job, though. 15 aces, 309 digs. Off the floor goes Hall. Back into the game is King. Pearl Rivers, Morgan Mears serving. Sanchez there. Wilson. Wilkes able to get to it. Bumped over to Wheat. Back over to Ottoman. Drives it. Butler returns. Tipped over by Hoffmeyer. Bumped over to Binkert. Off Wheat. Back over to King. Drives it across. Ottoman. Able to drop it over that front line. Turns it into a 2-point game. Served up by Ottoman. Got the back set. Hoffmeyer drives it. Martin able to get a hand on it. Backs out of the way. Ottoman over to Brown. Brown sends it over. Over to Hoffmeyer. And there was a whistle because of a net violation on Pearl Rivers' part. It's a 1-point game. So the Coyotes draw to within 1. Coach Haley Chatnam conversing with the official, wanted clarity on the call, but agreed once she got all the pertinent facts. Wilson, it is blocked by King, and also there for the block, Wheat. Here comes Bailey and Rand back into the game. Rand serving. Martin first touch over to Binkert. And it is blocked by King. Pearl River takes a 3-point lead. Into the net with a Rand serve. Haley Binkert serving for the Coyotes. 68 kills, 055 hitter, 19 aces, 143 digs. Has done a little bit of everything for the Coyotes. Wheat with a drive. Setting up Wilson. It is retrieved by Hall. Wheat sending it over. Sanchez there. Setting up Wheat into the backcourt. Binkert. Back set to Sanders. Wilkes able to get to it. And into the net will go Richardson. Just took a swing and misfired. Another Binkert serve. Hall there first. Setting up Wheat, drives it. Binkert able to get to it. Ottoman with the set to Brown. Blocked, but Sanchez got to it. And we'll go long. Coyotes tying at 18. $18 apiece, Binkert serving. Hall first touch, flipped over by Rand. Over to Brown, lobs it over the front line. Hall digs it out. Wheat into the backcourt, Binkert there. Setting up Wilson, drives it. Hall able to get to it. Back over to Wheat, into the backcourt. Circled around a rafter and still sent over by Sanders. Back set to Wheat. Binkert able to make it playable for Sanchez. Baker again. This time giving Brown an opportunity to send it back over Hall. That will go long from King. Coyotes take the lead in the fourth set. It prompts a timeout for Pearl River as the Coyotes go up by 1.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, Coyotes. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
Coyotes trying to force a fifth set in a must-win fourth set, leading by 1. And behind the serving of Bankert have wiped out a Pearl River lead and take a 1-point advantage. That'll go on the wrong side of the antenna. Coyotes by 2. And Bankert again serving. More aces than any other Coyote come from Bankert. She hasn't delivered one yet. Thinking this might be a good spot. King blocked by Brown. Back over to King, into the backcourt to Bankert. Bumps into Wilson, tips it over. Rand able to save it. Hall able to send it over. Sanchez setting up Brown. Flicks it over to Wheat. King pulling it off the net. Wheat drives it. Sanchez digs it. Ottoman with a two-handed shot. Back set to Wheat. Drives it, goes long. Did it catch any hands, bodies, or fingertips? Wheat says it didn't. Officials say it did not. (21-18) Coyotes. Back set to Wheat. Drives it. Ottoman able to get to it. Sanchez with a bump to Sanders. Sends it over. Wheat takes it and steps out of the way. That is a Sanders block of the Bailey shot. It'll drop in front of the inline. Coyotes 3 away from forcing a fifth set. Bankert again serving. Floats it to Wilkes. Back set, Wheat drives it. And that will ricochet off Ottoman. Coyotes need 3 to send it to 5. Wildcats need 6 to end it in 4. Wheat serving. Sanchez, errant first pass. Wheat will again serve. Over to Bankert. Ottoman with a back set. Wilson with a drive, and that will drop out, but off fingertips from Williford. And the Coyotes 2 away from set 5. Rachel Wilson serving. Floats it over to Hall. Setting up Williford. Wilson there in the backcourt. Over to Sanders. Backs up to float it over. Able to dig it out and send it across his Wheat. Driven right in front of the inline. Coyotes 1 away from going to the fifth set. (24-20) Coyotes. And they like 5 sets. They win 3 out of 4 this year in 5 sets, needing a point to get there. That is dropped in the corner. Coyotes come from behind to take set number 4 and force a 5th and final set. We have played 4, but there is more. We will go to the 5th, all knotted up at 2.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Well, as you can see, we got a little more volleyball. We're going into the 5th and final set. Whoever wins this one wins the match and wraps up the regular season victorious. There's where we're headed this weekend. Sand Mountain Park, Albertville, Alabama. November 1 through 3 for the ACCC Volleyball Championships. 8 teams will diminish to 1. And the winner will advance on to the national championships. And we'll have it for you right here on JockJive. When somebody gets to 8, they'll swap sides of the floor, and then we'll wrap up the game. We'll head to the downhill spot. Again, Coyotes like these 5-set matches. They are 3-1 in 5-set matches. Pearl River is 3-5 in matches that have gone the distance. Madison Butler serving. As we get the ultimate must-win set underway. Bumped over to Shipman, sends it across. Wheat there, over to Williford. And Williford picking up the first point of set 5. It'll go to the Pearl River side of the scoreboard. Butler with the serve. Solomon first touch over, goes to Shipman. Wheat able to get to it. Williford into the backcourt, aiming for the corner. That is 2 Williford points. And it gives Pearl River the early lead in this one. And again, Butler serving. She has been the only server in set 5. 3 in a row from Pearl River. And Madison Butler serving again. Butler, no aces, one error the last time these two teams played. Pearl River jumping out to the 3-zip lead. Rutledge into the game. And Bankert going out. Drives it over. Ottoman there first. Brown tracks it down. Ottoman sending it over. It is blocked by Mears. And the Wildcats with an early 4-zip lead in set number 5. And when the match only goes 15 versus your sets 1 through 4, 25, a 4-zip lead is kind of like about a 7-0 start. Brown over to the mid part of the floor. Alleman going long. And the Wildcats by 5. Again, Butler serving. Alleman with a set for Shipman. It is blocked by Hoffman. Big start in set number 5 for Pearl River. Butler again with a serve. Over it goes to Sanders, and that will go out. The 8th serve in the set coming up, but the Coyotes want to talk first. Back in 30 on JockJive. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch it, shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. A 7-0 start for Pearl River here in set number 5. And it's all been behind the serving of Madison Butler. And she will serve again. Get the ace off Rutledge. And the ladies will swap sides of the floor with a commanding Pearl River lead. I've got to admit, I don't know if I've ever seen an 8-0 start in the last set when the ladies swap sides of the floor. Coyotes have fought so hard to get here, winning sets 1 and 4. But Pearl River has been dominant thus far in 5. But here's the good news. They don't have 15. Still plenty of time. The Coyotes to go on a similar run. Nibbles the top of the net. Drops over by Butler. And she will get her 10th serve in the 5th set. Shipman sending it over. Over to Williford, and that will go off Shipman and out of bounds. A 10-0 start in the 5th set. Bankert coming into the game, and her first words, come on, let's go, let's fight. Trying to snap, first of all, the string, and that will drop in front of the inline. Of 11 straight points in the 5th set. And Butler will serve for the 12th time in the set. Launched over to Alleman. ...12 consecutive points. 13 consecutive Butler serves. Binkert first pass, Ottoman. Able to get to it. Sent over by Shipman. Setting up Williford. Blocked by Shipman. Hoffmeyer able to clear the net, drop it in front of the sideline. Coyotes with their backs against the wall. They have got to play nearly error-free. Butler's 14th serve. Into the backcourt, Wheat, quick change of hands, and Williford will drive it off Sanchez. The 15th serve from Madison Butler. Goes long. So the Coyotes will get the serve. They will have to fight from 13 down. A very emotional Kinsley Martin on the floor, realizing that as a sophomore, this is the last game. Blocked by Shipman. A 14-2 game. Coyotes have got to play perfection the rest of the way. Still a discussion over the scorers table here in the arena. That second point is not posted for the Coyotes. So I'm not sure what the discussion is over at the scorers table. But at the moment, we don't have that second Coyote point on the board. And I don't know if it has anything to do with a substitution, the lack thereof, or there have been situations this year where because of the wrong alignments, a point has been awarded to the opponent. Well, let's see if that would happen here. No, I think the official has just indicated post the second point. So whatever paperwork had to be done over at the scorer's table, it's been corrected. And here is the Martin serve. Wheat tipping it over. Back over goes to Alleman. Alleman drives it into the backcourt. Off Wheat to the scorers. I'll make that to the bench for Pearl River. And the Coyotes keeping their hopes alive. They saw Madison Butler with 15 serves. Kinsley Martin saying, why can't I do the same thing? Williford driving, blocked by Alleman. Back over to Williford, two-handed shove into the backcourt. Martin to Brown. That is Shipman sending it over. Wheat to Williford, blocked by Shipman. And that'll go out of bounds off of Mears. Kinsley Martin serving again. Got the back set to Williford. And that'll go off of Brown and end the year. Set over, match over, season over. And it wraps up in 5 sets. For Coastal South, for Pearl River, there is Region 23 play against the number 1 team in Region 23, and that will happen on Friday. 0-4 on Wednesdays go the Coyotes, and they will go to 3-2 in 5-set matches. At home, 4-8. Sophomores crying. Freshmen will be back. As the Coyotes finish it 8-14 overall. Thanks so much for watching our coverage. Great to have you on the other end of the broadcast. Thanks so much to Dr. Richie Delaney, Athletic Director Daniel Head, all the folks here at Coastal Alabama South for the opportunity to bring you Coastal Alabama South Volleyball. And to you for watching. Thank you so much. Got another set of Coyotes still playing volleyball. Coastal Alabama North will be up in Albertville this weekend, and we'll have those games for you. All of the tournament games in the ACCC tournament, Region 22 on JockJive. Thanks for watching. For Coastal Alabama and JJ, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.